What truly makes a man interesting? Is it his achievement, his affluence, or perhaps it's something deeper? For me, it's about someone who makes you question everything, someone who challenges not just what you know, but how you know it. In my opinion, Socrates is the most interesting man in history. Unlike so many other great figures, Socrates didn't give answers, he gave questions that made people think, often in ways they never had before. In fact, his method was so profound that it remained a cornerstone of philosophical inquiry to this day. Today, we're going to explore how Socrates asked the questions that make people truly reflect, how he pushed others to face uncomfortable truth, and why that approach is still powerful in our modern world. Socrates wasn't a man of privilege. Born around 470 BCE, he was the son of a stonemason and a midwife. In his early years, Socrates didn't seem destined for greatness. He even fought several battles as a hoplite, active, foot soldier, and by all accounts, lived a modest life. But even in his youth, Socrates had a relentless curiosity. Instead of accepting what people told him at face value, he questioned everything. And it wasn't just intellect curiosity, it was deeper than that. He genuinely believed that the truth wasn't something you were handed. It was something you had to discover. What would it be like if we had the same curiosity today? How often do we accept things just because others tell us they're true? Socrates showed us that real wisdom comes from challenging these assumptions. The Socratic method is simple in its essence, but deeper, profound in practice. Let's break it down. Instead of giving you knowledge, Socrates will ask you a question. His goal wasn't to teach you something directly, but to make you arrive at the answer through your own reasoning. He'll challenge your assumption with follow-up questions, gradually revealing contradiction or gaps in your logic. For instance, let's say someone claimed justice is always about the law. Socrates might then ask, but what if the law is unjust? What if it commands you to do something immoral? In that case, is following the law still justice? By the time he was done, your original belief will likely be shattered or transformed. Socrates wasn't trying to win an argument. He was trying to uncover the deeper truth. Often by that what we think we know, we don't really know. Take a moment to think about something you truly believe. Can you question its foundation? What if someone like Socrates were to ask you about it today? Socrates wasn't popular with everyone. His questions were uncomfortable. He asked people to examine not just their belief, but their very way of living. What does it mean to live a good life? What is courage? What is justice? And here's the uncomfortable part. Many of us go through life without really thinking about these questions. We assume we know the answer because they've been passed down to us, or because society taught us what's right. But Socrates believed that living without asking these questions is a crime to live without truly understanding life. His famous quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," strikes a nerve. It makes you pause and think, have I really examined my life? What assumption have I accepted without questions? Consider the things that define your daily life, your career, your relationship, your belief. How many of these things have you critically examined? Socrates will argue that without examination, we just going through the motion, despite the discomfort he caused. Socrates had significant influence, particularly amongst the youth of Athens. Young men from all walks of life gathered to hear him speak. They were drawn to the way he tore apart conventional wisdom and offered nothing in return but questions. Imagine being a young person in ancient Athens. You live in a world with strict social hierarchies and deeply held belief. Suddenly, here's a man telling you that maybe those beliefs aren't as solid as they seem. He doesn't tell you what to think. He asks you to discover what you think. What if you had modern day Socrates in your life today? Someone who challenges you to question everything. Will you be comfortable with that? Or will you resist, preferring to hold on to your assumptions? Not everyone appreciated Socrates. Constant questioning, in fact, his relentless probing eventually led to his downfall. In 399 BCE, Socrates was put on trial for corrupting the youth and the piety, essentially not believing in the gods of Athens. At this trial, Socrates could have easily saved himself by appealing to the human emotions or begging for mercy. But instead, he used the trial as the opportunity to teach. He famously said, "I'm not afraid of death, for no one knows whether death may be the greatest of all blessings." Think about that for a moment. Socrates wasn't just fearless. He was resolute. He was more concerned with the pursuit of truth than with his own survival. Imagine if we approach life with that same mindset, valuing truth over comfort, integrity over survival. Socrates never wrote a word. Yet his legacy is vast. His student Plato documented many of his teaching, and through Plato, Socrates' influence extended to another great philosopher, Aristotle. These three men shaped Western thoughts in ways that's hard to overstate. Think about that for a second. Socrates, a man who walked barefoot through Athens, questioning people in the marketplace, helped lay the foundation for everything from ethics to political theories. What he left behind wasn't just method of thinking, but an intellectual tradition that encouraged us to question, to seek, and to never stop learning. What kind of legacy do you think you leave behind? Have you ever considered that your ideas, your questions, can shape the world for a generation? The Socratic method isn't just for each philosopher. It's something you can use in your everyday life. Imagine you're facing a tough decision, maybe about your career or your personal relationship. Instead of rushing to conclusion, what if you pause and ask yourself a few Socratic questions? Why do I believe this is the right choice? What evidence do I have? What are the possible consequences of this decision? This approach forces you to confront the complexity of your choice and make you think more deeply about your action. By questioning your assumption, you can make better, more informed decisions, and who knows, maybe you uncover truth about yourself that you never realized before. One of the most interesting aspects of Socrates' life was his view on death. He didn't fear it. Instead, he saw it as an opportunity for discovery. In his final moment, he told his friends not to mourn him. He believed that death was simply the next stage of existing, something unknown but not necessarily bad. No one knows whether death may not be the greatest of all blessings. He said, what if we too could approach life and death with such calm and curiosity? How many of our fears are based on assumption? We never question, how different would life be if, like Socrates, we embrace the unknown with curiosity rather than fear? Socrates left the world with questions, not answers, and maybe that's his greatest gift to us as we come to the end of our exploration of his life. I want to leave you with a question, one that Socrates might have asked himself. What do you truly know? Not what you've been told, not what you assume, but what do you really know for certain? It's a question that forces you to confront the limit of your knowledge and the depths of your ignorance. But that's okay, because it's only through recognizing our ignorance that we can begin to seek true wisdom. So, as you go about your life, I challenge you to ask yourself, am I living an examined life? Socrates' life may have ended in Athens thousands of years ago, but his question still lives on today. And as long as we keep asking them, we keep his spirit alive. Thank you for watching, and until next time, remember, the unexamined life is not worth living.